I think I said that this year, 2025, April is the month where movies really start to pick up in terms of their quality. It's going to be really hard for the rest of this year to top what I saw with Sinners, written and directed by the great Ryan Coogler. This is the man who brought you some of the most influential movies of the past decade in Creed and both Black Panther flicks. And we follow a pair of twin brothers, Smoke and Stack, both played by frequent Coogler collaborator Michael B. Jordan. They are trying to leave their troubled lives in Chicago behind, so they return to their hometown on the Mississippi Delta, and their attempt to start over is to open up this jazz club. But they soon discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. Vampires. I saw teasers for this thing, and I saw Ryan Coogler was attached to it, and I was already in the theater day one. But then when I discovered that this was a horror flick, sign me the up. And I think what makes Sinners so great is that it's an amalgamation, a big melting pot of so many different genres. Yes, even though there are big supernatural presences in this movie, it's very bloody. It definitely classifies as a horror movie first. But it's also a period type piece. It does take place in 1932. It's also a Western. It's also a drama. You also have some romantic elements in there. And I was just so enraptured by this movie. Truly. From scene one, from the very beginning, Sinners is nonstop awesome. Getting right down to it, Ryan Coogler as a director is proving that he's one of the most versatile names in Hollywood right now. He can make a fantastic sports movie. He can also make a fantastic superhero movie. But now we know he can make a mainstream R-rated horror movie. And I love that Sinners doesn't fall into the trap of basically being every Blumhouse project these days. No, the jump scares feel warranted. When you see blood, when you see necks being ripped apart, it all feels earned. And these are all beautiful plot elements put together to tell a very captivating story of betrayal, of how the world kind of looks right now. It's kind of a macabre illustration of how it is. But even then, I think another thing that makes Sinners so great, even though it is a supernatural movie, even though in canon this took place 100 years behind in the timeline, it all feels like stuff that would have happened in real life. Or even more frightening, could happen in real life. And I thought this movie from start to finish was absolutely spectacular. You have the same cinematographer from Black Panther Wakanda Forever on this project, and it looks beautiful. The Wild West feel that you get feels so immersive. Ludwig Göransson is also a frequent collaborator with Ryan Coogler, and the score that's provided here is absolutely fantastic. The editing choices are also just so wonderful. And not to mention the performances across the board from everybody. And this is actually a pretty secretly stacked cast. Michael B. Jordan, like, this guy, here's the thing about him. I first saw him in Creed, which was another Ryan Coogler project. Loved his performance in that. And then after I saw that movie, I don't know, like 3 times in theaters when I first watched it back in 2015, I just wanted to watch nothing but Michael B. Jordan movies. I wanted to figure out who this guy was. Because every time I see him, there's just something so captivating about him. This guy has what the kids call aura. The charisma that he has, I think, may be unmatched right now. And this might have been the best performance I've ever seen him give. Because he has to play 2 very distinct characters in Smoke and Stack. Smoke is very much the more reserved, conservative, money-first kind of character. And Stack is what the D&D enthusiasts call chaotic good. And aside from them being identical twins, and knowing the fact that this is Michael B. Jordan, like, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's Michael B. Jordan in both roles because they're so different. And not just in appearance and costume design, so you could tell them apart. But it is just such an impressive feat here. You also have Hailee Steinfeld, Josh Allen's fiance, appearing in this movie now. Congratulations to them. Man, she's come a long way since I first saw her in Edge of 17. She was dynamite in this. Everybody was. Delroy Lindo, who's an absolute legend, who I still feel like was snubbed by the Oscars for his role in Defy Bloods. Jack O'Connell also has a very interesting role in this. Special shout out to Omar Benson Miller, who I actually did a workshop with when I was in college. Super nice guy. And his character was so much fun. He basically turns into the bouncer that's recruited by Michael B. Jordan as the twins for this nightclub. And he's so entertaining, that whole sequence we're in the nightclub. And that's another thing. Once you're stuck in this club with everybody here, it's a pretty claustrophobic type of movie too. But there's just so many impressive things about this movie that would take me at least a few hours to list them all. The performances, the cinematography, the editing, just to name a few. The debuting performance of Miles Caton, who is just so awesome in this. Miles Caton as Sammy is the heart and soul of Sinners. And this right here, honestly, is the reason why you love movies. Now, I know there's going to be some people in the comments who are just ready to ream into me saying that I'm losing all of my credibility for not calling Sinners a masterpiece. Here's the thing, and I've been saying it time and time again, do not call a movie a masterpiece until it's at least 5 years old. Like, pull the brakes a little bit. This movie only came out this weekend. And people who are saying that Sinners is a masterpiece are basically saying that it automatically deserves a spot in the AFI Top 100. Like, slow your roll. A lot of movies exist. But for what it's worth, the only real thing that I can really think of that could be some sort of a nitpick with this movie, and Drop, which came out last week, which I talked about, sort of had the same issue. I was honestly kind of worried when I first saw the first scene of this movie, and then the supercut is 1 day earlier. So basically, we're seeing the outcome of a certain character, so the predictability aspect of Sinners is kind of what may hold it back for some people. And this movie definitely was falling towards that danger zone a little bit. But no, despite that chilling opening scene in a church, this movie constantly is keeping me guessing. And it was an exhilarating experience, to say the very least. Ryan Coogler, you're the man. Never stop being you. Never stop making movies. Michael B. Jordan, same thing. Never stop acting. I absolutely recommend, if you have money in your wallet to spend, go to the theater and see Sinners. It might not be your cup of tea if you don't like a lot of blood, but this one just might be one for the ages. I'm going to give Sinners an A+. There's my first A+ of the year. I was waiting for you. I waited very patiently over the first 3.5 months or so. Leave it to Ryan Coogler to be that guy. Well, let me know what you thought of Sinners down in the comments section below. What is your favorite Michael B. Jordan performance you've ever seen? That's a good question. I love sitting here and discussing all things in the entertainment world, all things cinema with you guys. Hit that subscribe button if you're new and tap on that thumbs up as well. And lots of exciting content hitting this channel very soon. Y'all are the best. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.